doing tonight? Very late night start tonight again. Um, so tonight we got Dylan, our newest co-host, to his own show, but he wants to bring it with us, and he covers basically all of Florida. So tonight we're just going to talk about Tampa and Jacksonville, and we're going to look at doing Miami a different day. And let's bring Dylan on. Let's get a little introduction of Dylan and see how he is. And let's see it. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Enjoying the warmer weather here in Florida.
Uh, so where are you at in Florida? What do you do?
I'm in Estero, halfway between Fort Myers and Naples, where all the snowbirds have popped have pitched their tents for the winter.
You're like right in the middle of spring training.
Yep, starting them all, boss.
Are you going?
Well, yeah, I'm actually the video board operator for the Boston Red Sox at JetBlue Park.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But you don't get to meet any of the players, as I recall, huh?
Um,
Or do you?
Actually, well, not actually. I don't think we're allowed to like sign autographs, which is a bummer. But
Could you like? I don't know. But it's cool though. Like you could take a picture with a selfie or whatever, right?
uh, yeah, or a former player, perhaps.
So that's good. You're allowed to do that at least, right? So tomorrow is the first game, right?
Yep, against Northeastern.
Do you like this stadium you're at?
Well, yeah, this is your sixth. This is my sixth spring training doing this.
That is awesome. Um, all right, so tell me what were your thoughts on the Tampa Bay? We'll start with Tampa. We'll start on the nicer side of the coast, if you ask me.
Be honest with you, I didn't know what to expect with Tampa because I mean you lose the goat. I mean, everybody's thinking, is Kyle Trask going to be the starter? Do the Bucks bring in somebody? And then Baker Mayfield comes, and we're thinking Baker Mayfield's dead. He signed this low contract because the Bucks were like in salary cap. You know what? Couldn't pay him a big deal. And then Baker Mayfield comes forward and actually plays well now. Did Tampa get some breaks in terms of the whole NFC South quarterback picture turned to literally the NFC? You could have been the best quarterback in the NFC South because their call didn't look great this year. Bryce Young didn't have time to throw, and B, when he had time, Carolina's receivers were so bad that they could only run air sprints, and Atlanta went. And then between Desmond Ritter, and Tyler Heineke, I think Kyle Pitts fantasy owners could have thrown better than those guys.
This might have been the worst year for Kyle Pitts on a fantasy value anyway. That was bad, but he was targeted a whole lot though. That is something about the Arthur Smith offense that did come up in Pittsburgh now that he is the offensive coordinator here.
Targeted. Use B. John Robinson more.
I would have used that guy. Well, I guess like say in running back world till the wheels come off.
I mean, we
That's
saw in the Super Bowl the Niners gave Christian McCaffrey the ball and the ball and the ball, and yet I saw Tyler Algier just as much as Bijan.
right. So anyway, um, so so I guess watching all the sports in Florida, you are a rather busy man. But whenever the Buccaneers make the playoffs, you probably pay a little bit more attention on that side of the world, right?
Yep,
So, what did you feel? Did you feel they were going to win the playoff game, or
I knew Tampa was going to beat Philly because even though Philly beat Tampa week 3, I'm like, this is. I, I swear thought Tampa could win because Tampa was going into the playoffs, a lot of momentum. The Eagles were plummeting. Plus, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just Baker playing some of his best football. That great game against Green Bay, the game against Jacksonville. I'm like, Baker's going in the playoffs hot. The Eagles are going in the playoffs not very well at all. Plus, no A.J. Brown, man. Tampa didn't have to worry about Philly's best offensive weapon. And Philly couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, you're right. The Eagles definitely plummeted big time. If they wouldn't have started off that hot, they probably wouldn't have made the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. Like they just the wheels definitely came off the bus there. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't even know where to begin on Philly. I haven't even talked to anyone from Philly, and maybe I'll get a better answer and be able to get back to you on what happened with that downfall of the season. But anyway, they made the playoffs. They made the second round of the playoffs. And obviously, got beat by Detroit. I thought that game was pretty good up in Detroit. That wasn't a bad game to watch.
I'll tell you what, Ford Field might have been the loudest place I've heard in a long time since the Superdome.
I watched some of it. I was at work, obviously, so I didn't get to watch much of it. But I did get to see a lot of fans going live on TikTok. So I felt like I was at the game. And you're right, it was definitely very very loud. A couple of people I ended up following because they were live. Some people were sitting in the end zone seats. Some people were sitting all the way up top. But they were sharing their live feed with the game, and I thought that was pretty cool. I got to watch the game from their seats, I guess. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, so you just didn't have to pay a few $1,000s for playoff tickets, though.
Right, right. I got to enjoy it while working.
And getting paid instead of paying somebody for those seats.
Right. All right. So now that we're in the off season, full list of free agencies. Like I said, I'm just doing a short little recap on the teams to see what what fans and podcasters feel that they should do. I don't know. Obviously, we put this together late. I didn't even see. Is Tampa going to be under the cap, over the cap, whenever free agency starts?
Well, it looks like Tampa's going to be under the cap, which is a fall cry from last year, where the Bucks won salary cap. You know what with Tom Brady's retirement. Looks like the Bucks are going to have some bucks to spend, but Tampa's going to have some very interesting decisions to make because Baker Mayfield's now a free agent. You know he's going to want to raise on his very team-friendly contract last year. Mike Evans, who puts up 1,000 yards, whether it's with Tom Brady, James Winston, or Baker Mayfield's a free agent, and everybody's wondering is Mike Evans gonna leave the Bucks after what a decade in Tampa?
I heard Mike Evans possibly going to Buffalo, but I think they're well over the cap. They won't be able to afford him. Um,
I'll tell you, I've heard Mike Evans to Kansas City.
I heard that one yesterday as well, which would be a huge boost for Mahomes, which would take some pressure off Travis Kelsey, which we don't need that. But anyway, you know. Um, so we got Mike Evans. You have a running back in Chase Edmonds, who's a free agent as well.
And maybe the most underappreciated member of the Buck defense, Antoine Winfield Jr., though I think the Bucks will either franchise him or keep him because you can't get rid of Winfield Jr.
He's gonna want paid.
Yeah.
I did not see his market value. I did not get on Sports Track today to look that up. I don't know if you got to see his market value or not. If you go on Sports Track, they'll sometimes give you market value for him.
Let me see. Market value of 5 years, 92 plus million on spot track.
So what about Mike Evans? What's he going for? 18, 19?
I'm guessing more.
You think more?
23. 4 years, 95.
Oh my god. When what about Baker? Do they have what his market value might be?
4 for 108. 4 for 108.
Looks like they could be all dismantled. It looks like Antoine Winfield and also the other safety Ryan Neal are free agents this year. If you don't franchise Winfield, do you sign Neal or do you let him go too?
That's a good question. That's a good question. But to be honest, the big three are Baker, Evans, and Winfield.
Right. You have to be looking at to see if they want to stay or will they go. I mean, it's not like your other Jacksonville team where it looks like um, Ridley and Allen are going to be staying. But we'll talk about Jacksonville in a little bit. At least that's what they're predicting. Ridley and Allen are going to be signing with Jack. They do a little more research on Jacksonville because
And then two linebackers that being Devin White and Levante David are both free agents. I've heard with David, it's Tampa bus. And then White was benched more or less in the late in the season, so you wonder if he's gone. So I mean, but to be honest with Tampa, I mean the Bucks are in a better spot cap wise. I think the question is how much does Baker Mayfield want to get paid after his best year in 23?
well, if I know Baker Mayfield, he's probably going to want to get highly paid.
And they're all quarterback needing teams. Some with probably little to no chance of getting one of the big guys in the draft, whether it be Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jane Daniels, maybe Baker Mayfield. I mean, heck, we've already mentioned the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe just head up the road a little bit, stay in the division.
But with Tampa picking 26th, I believe, none of those quarterbacks are going to be there.
I think 25 or 26.
None of them quarterbacks are going to be there. They should.
Probably. Well, maybe one of them.
I don't think any of
That just
them.
shows how good this quarterback draft is.
This is a very high quarterback draft this year. Bo Penix, kid out of Oregon,
You mean Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and J.J. McCarthy as the
yeah.
latter three.
And I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Caleb Williams fan after watching him completely collapse, start blaming other players. That's not a quarterback. That's not a leader. That's not someone you want on your team. Um, that's the way I feel about Caleb Williams. Stay in college another year, take the nail, get 15 mil a year. He's already prepared. That's just my thought on Caleb Williams. I don't know if you noticed the complete fallout.
You see you wide receiver for this year, the Trojans couldn't catch a cold in Alaska. There wasn't a Jordan Addison on the team anyway.
Who?
For USC this year.
I know, but still, that's I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. After I'm watching him fall apart against Notre Dame, I just can't do it. I mean, go to the Bears, have fun.
Yeah, and the Bears don't have a 4,000-yard passer ever.
I don't know. I just don't feel it. So who would you sign, David or White?
Probably David, even though he's older, because I mean White seemingly would have hits or misses. I mean David would probably be a 1 year deal. I mean White's gonna want to get his money, but I think you know what you get Levante David, captain of the defense, leadership. Not sure he's what he was when Tampa won the Super Bowl, but for 1 year, keep keeping the leadership and familiarity with that Todd Bowles defense.
So on the defensive line, would you try and re-sign Gaines or Golson?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I feel like both of them are rotation players. I mean, Golson's all what 32, so I feel like both of them. I feel like the Bucks are going to end up drafting an interior lineman anyway. And Golson, I mean, the Bucks have some younger defensive linemen anyway. Kid they drafted from Washington a couple of years ago, Vita Vea. So I think the Bucks will look to address the interior of their O line in the draft / free agency.
Um, what about Matt Feller, guard?
Again, well, Matt's 31, so I mean, I think he's a potential guy the Bucks could bring back short-term deal, maybe another 1 year, maybe a 1 year deal. But I think the Bucks will go interior O line and D line in the draft.
Okay. I know you're looking ahead to the draft already, and I like it. I like it. I have not moved on yet. I've read over names, but that was all the farther I got. So what about Chase McLaughlin?
I mean, that's an interesting one because McLaughlin was big. You know the world of kickers. I mean, one day you're Harrison Butker bombing 58 yarders in the Super Bowl. The other day, and then the next day you have a blocked extra point, a la Jake Moody, costing San Francisco potential Super Bowl. I mean that's a good. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. I mean,
You take a shot and a kicker in the draft.
unless you get a Justin Tucker, you know the word of kicker. It's like don't suck, otherwise you're gone. I mean, we saw the Rams get rid of a get rid of a kicker who was what second or third in the league a year or two ago.
Matt Gay, right?
I don't think it was Gay. I think it was who was the guy the Rams released?
Oh, I know they had Matt Gay for a while.
Brett Maher. Thank you, Brett Maher, because they released Lucas Havaris at some point in the year because Maher was like, but wasn't Maher the guy who couldn't make an extra point seemingly for Dallas or one of those teams?
Brett Maurer, I think so. Dallas got a pretty good kicker now, Brandon.
Yeah, that guy's good from 90
Yeah, yeah. I got to see him kick whenever he was with the Sound. Whenever he was
in
with
the old in the USFL or XFL.
the USFL when they played the Maulers in the championship game in Canton, Ohio. I was there. Okay. So another wide receiver, the free agent, David Moore.
Probably another insurance guy, depth guy. I mean, the Bucks. I mean, it may depend on what happens with Evans because I mean Godwin's still there, but he's not exactly the youngest. Cat, of course, Evans is probably going to eat up a large chunk of that money if he comes back. So Moore could be a nice depth piece.
even if he wants to. But so you do have another defensive line. I missed that one. Pat O'Connor. Big thing. Pat
I mean, it's going to be interesting because I don't know if you heard the reports. The cap might be going up even higher than most teams thought it was. Which, I mean, you give teams more money to spend, look out.
All right. So I guess we go back to the line. We got Justin School and Aaron Stinney.
Again, Stinney's another card, interior lineman, an area I feel the Bucks are going to address in the draft, and then I mean long snappers. I can't believe we're talking long snappers, right?
He is a free agent. I did see that. What would you offer to Evans? Dylan? If you were GM, what would you offer?
Wait. Did you ask me how much I would offer Mike Evans?
Yeah, if you're GM, what would you offer?
3 for 7. 3 for 73.
373. So we're looking at what, 21 mil? Is there a signing bonus?
But I would probably heavily front load the contract.
Okay. All right. Would you keep Baker or would you go in the draft?
I'd probably keep Baker if the contract's reasonable. If it's a $25 million contract, sure. I'm not giving him $40 million.
You're not going to give a quarterback 10 million a year.
I'll give Baker 25 million a year. 25 million for 3 or 4 years. I'm not giving Baker $40 million.
Oh, okay. All right. I would sign that.
Sorry, I can't hear you that well.
I said I would sign that contract.
Yeah, like Jared Goff at 25, 26 million a year is great. Jared Goff at 45 million a year, not so much. Like, there's no way I would give Dak 60 million. He's
So
a
you're looking.
he's the
So
14, 15, 16 best quarterback in my rankings.
so I imagine Winfield would be another $20 million guy.
Even though safety's on, I feel like Winfield's more than a safety. He's like a nickelback could play DB safety. I mean, even though safeties aren't that valued, I feel like Winfield could be a tag and extend.
Remember, if he takes the tag, he doesn't have to play.
Trust me, I know. I think he'll be a tag and extend guy.
All right. All right.
Nobody likes Nobody likes to be franchised. Unless you're Kirk Cousins, but that's a story for another day.
All right, so we got your thoughts on that. So you're looking at about 60 million in three guys.
It's the price of doing business in the NFL. I mean, how much are the Bengals going to end up paying for Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins potentially?
Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far. I know Tyler Boyd's a free agent up there. T. Higgins is also a free agent this year, right?
Yeah, and I'm hoping he comes to Jacksonville and we can create the Clemson Jaguars. But I don't think that's happening.
You don't think? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Jacksonville's over or under the.
Um, Jags are 16, 17 million under the cap.
So they got the room to do it. So you're hoping to go? Do you think they're going to go interior and exterior line in the draft? That's what you're thinking they're going to do.
Yes.
All right, all right. But we will definitely catch up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers later. I was thinking about a half hour on each team. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm ready to talk my Jaguars.
I figured that was your team.
I've got a jack towel on my chair.
It on your chair. Did you get it at the game?
No. I love getting these Gatorade towels, and I don't know if you can see it. Wait, there.
There it is. Get that. Did you get that at the game or did you buy it online?
Mom got it for Christmas.
All right, so let's get into the AFC team that fell apart. Let the Steelers get in the playoffs.
Don't remind me. I'm trying to get over that Tennessee debacle.
All right, I'm gonna let my dog make her cameo. There's Phoenix, everybody. She wants to play. She hates when I'm on these things. But that's Phoenix. So let's get right down to business. Josh Allen, free agent, coming back, leaving, 23 mil on the market. Around that, I think I saw.
Josh Allen's going to get a big deal.
Is he going to be
He's
here
not going
25?
anywhere. I think Josh Allen will be tagged and extended and be handsomely paid.
You don't think they're going to get the job done before?
Uh, no.
I think the biggest disappointment next for the free agent. I like Jamal Agnew. I've always liked him. He's always been a little dangerous little guy. But free agent this year, what are they going to do? They're going to keep? They're going to let him walk?
Uh, I can't believe you mentioned Jamal Agnew in terms of wide receiver, and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't Calvin Ridley potentially going to cost the Jags a second round pick if they keep him?
I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him. I know he was decent. Then he kind of like faded away.
No, but if Calvin Ridley is with the signs a deal with the Jaguars, then Jacksonville owes Atlanta's second round pick. If
Oh,
Ridley leaves, then the Jags owe the Falcons the third round pick.
okay. So which pick would you rather lose, the second or third?
I'd rather keep Calvin Ridley and give up the second round pick.
So, I don't know what. I'm sure you researched it. What'd you get on market value for this guy?
Uh, 4 years, 68 million, which for Calvin Ridley is not that bad. I thought it'd be more.
That about
And I know Calvin Ridley was like unlucky last year. His stats what could have and probably should have been better. The guy hadn't played in a year and in almost 2 years.
right. Well, he shouldn't have been gambling.
He took too many overs.
Well, I don't know. Like with all the DFS and all the fantasy leagues and stuff, I feel these guys should be able to play and draft. I really do. I mean, what are you gonna do? Hurt yourself?
You imagine if Calvin Ridley won the DK million, the week one DK millionaire? Thank you.
Hey, I'm playing against them. I don't know. Whatever.
And
Win
he
or
said that the throw in the ball.
but, so you're hoping to keep Ridley Allen. What about who else we got on this magic list? Chason?
Yeah, yeah. Jason from LSU. I mean, honestly, I don't think the Jaguars will be able to keep him. Drafted Trayvon Walker a couple years ago. Josh Allen doesn't look like he's going anywhere. I think the Jags will address the pass rusher position, whether in the draft or free agency, but I don't think Jason's coming back.
Okay. Any key cornerbacks you're eyeing to keep? Maybe Trey Horton or Barkley.
Honestly, I think cornerback is a position that the Jags could address in Detroit was the secondary was an issue last year. I mean, we saw what the new DC did in Atlanta. I think the Jags will look to get somebody across from Tyson Campbell. The kid from I can't think of his name, the Clemson corner.
Fuller. Fuller. What? 14, 13.
I think Nate Wiggins, kid from the corner from Clemson, makes a lot of sense where the Jacks are picking the teams because Jackson needs to get a corner and upgrade the interior of the O line.
Okay. So you're thinking cornerback first pick.
Yes, corner or interior O line.
Obviously you got Trevor Lawrence. You don't really need a quarterback. So this draft is really nothing in that value. Um, drafting are they 13th, 14th, or 15th?
I think Jacksonville is 17.
17th. Well, obviously, you're not going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. You're not going to get. I mean, if you don't sign Ridley, what if he walks? What happens then? What are we looking at then?
Well, it depends on what happens with Higgins and Pittman because I think Cincinnati and Indy will franchise both of those guys. So I don't know if Mike Evans is even a consideration.
Mike Evans would come across the state.
Hmm. But be honest, there are teams with more cap space and maybe a bigger receiver need. Shaq, Kansas City.
Are they under the cap?
I don't know how the Chiefs are under the cap.
They are.
Yes.
I haven't even gotten to the Chiefs yet, so I have no idea. I just started doing this out of nowhere, and so let's go with it. I really didn't have a plan. I found something and said, "Let's go."
Kansas City City's got Kansas City's in the teens with cap space.
So they might be able to reel in Mike Evans.
Yeah, but Kansas City's also got a couple big defensive free agents, Chris Jones and Legarius Sneed.
I don't know what are they going to do with them. Oh my gosh, what are they going to do with those guys?
That will be the question of the all season. I mean, Kansas City is basically drafted like a million corners, and I don't think they can let. I don't think they can let. The slot corner blitzer leave because they don't. Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl without him.
Right?
And Snead didn't have a great Super Bowl penalty. It was San Francisco really exposed him.
I thought it was funny. The Chiefs led the league in holding penalties on the offensive line. Magically had zero going to.
At least, no, at least the referees call penalty.
Just saying, they didn't call one holding penalty on the offensive line for the Chiefs. But the Chiefs were the league leading holding offensive line through the regular season and playoffs up to that game.
I think Trent Williams. Well, didn't Trent Williams have a couple penalties against him in the Super Bowl?
He did. He had Trent Williams had a holding, and then I believe he had a false start right before that. He had back-to-back penalties on him, and that cost the team 15 yards right there.
Yeah. Speaking of the offensive line, I don't know what happened to the Jags O line this year because the interior O line could not hit water. They fell off a boat. Literally, the interior O line went nowhere. I mean, it seemed like half of Travis Etienne's runs went backward.
Right. Well,
I mean, and then Trevor played with like 59 injuries this year.
he was a warrior this year. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a question. What do you do with this kicker? Do you go sign Brandon McManus, or do you sign another kicker? What do you do there?
Um,
Brandon McManus.
Honestly, I think it depends on how much cap space available. I mean, McManus had his moments, but then missed some kicks. I mean, he could have won the Cincinnati game if McManus would have booted the field goal after Trevor left. And then, um, obviously, it's different kicking in Florida than Denver, but I thought McMahon showed some things. But, these kickers in college now, or college or elsewhere now, can bomb 60 yarders. So, I mean,
Yeah, this is they're getting better with their kicks. There's what 22 free agents on this team this year.
yeah, a lot of free agents. Not big guys, though. Not all big guys, though.
Right. I mean, do you sign Matt Barkley as a backup, or do you go after someone else, or what do you do?
To to be honest, I think the Jags need a capable backup, particularly with seemingly every quarterback, unless you're Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen, not finishing the season. I mean, there were 66 different starting quarterbacks this year. 66.
And 6 of them were on the Browns.
In one game, right?
I believe they went through 3 in one game, but they had what 6 different starters.
I mean, Joe Flacco came out the sofa to lead Cleveland to the playoffs.
Oh, his arm died. It died in the first round of that playoff But anyway, what about Cleveland? The guard got a little price tag on the market this year.
I mean, again, that's tough because I think interior line will be addressed. Now, whether that means the Jags wing back Esther Cleveland, because I think Esther Cleveland showed some ability. I think Esther Cleveland will make quite a bit of money in free agency, but I don't think that if the Jags pay or give Josh Allen a big deal, if they give Calvin Ridley a big deal, I think you can replace Cleveland. Plus, Jackson's got to rebuild the interior of the O line anyway. Drafting Antoine Harrison out of OU last year, I think the interior of the O line needs to be addressed, a la what Kansas City did a few years ago after Mahomes ended up on his touch in the Super Bowl.
So do you have a pretty? I guess you have a pretty good running back down there. Got ATN.
Yes.
Is there a backup? Really?
Yeah.
Is this something that needs a draft?
No. Jackson doesn't need the draft a running back. I mean, we did draft King Bigsby last year out of Auburn, and looking back on it, I wish we had not drafted him or Brevin Strange because seemingly those picks look wasted now. I mean, Evan Ingram, Pro Bowl caliber tight end, and Travis Etienne's a really good running back. But we ended up drafting a backup tight end and a backup running back.
I was gonna say Evan Ingram might be getting a little up there in age. You feel like you look into maybe a tight end.
No, no. Somebody figured out how to use Evan Ingram like the Giants, and frankly, New York can't figure out a quarterback's offense right now, other than Saquon. I mean, you don't want any part of the Giant offense.
Saquon said today he wanted to go to Dallas and play for the best quarterback in the NFC. I don't know if you saw that tweet.
What? That's not the best quarterback in the NFC.
That's what it said. That's what I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, so what happened in that playoff game? Oh, wait, Dak lost to Jordan Love and the youngest team in the league. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Listen, the Green Bay Packers are on the rise, man. They have Jordan Love, they got Christian Watson, they got Romeo Dobbs, they got Tucker Kraft, they got Musgrave, they have
Jaden
well
Reed.
they might lose AJ Dillon. They have like you just said, Jaden Reed. They have what is that? Um, Deontay Wilchey,
Did you mention Wicks?
Wicks. That's it. It's Deontay Wicks. Um, yeah. So Green Bay is definitely on the rise, man, and they're all young, and those guys are under contract for at least 3 to 4 more years. Christian Watson's going on his third year this year, which is usually the season that says hit or miss with me for wide receivers. I feel the Green Bay Packers are going to be a team to watch.
You imagine that division with the Lions?
Right. You got to imagine the Vikings are not going to be that bad again.
They could have to get a quarterback.
What do you do? I mean, like, what do you do in Minnesota? I know you get rid of Kurt, but where do you go?
I'll tell you what I do. I go get Michael Penix.
Out of Washington?
Yes.
Or do you or yeah, I like that. It wouldn't be a bad move. He's already used to wearing purple,
Won't have to change his cleats.
right? Oh, man. So Is there any more dressing that Jacksonville needs to look forward to?
Keeping Trevor healthy, get some pass rushers, get some corners. I mean, let's see. Protect the quarterback, get after the other quarterback, and stop the other team's wide receiver. Let's see. Oh, wait. About 29 other teams need those positions fixed.
Is Jacksonville going to be a team to watch next
Well, we should have been a team this year. I mean, if we hadn't stunk the last 5, 6 weeks, I think Jacksonville, be honest with you, this feels like a make it or break it year. I mean, Bill
year?
Belichick, PK, and Mike Vrabel are not sitting on the sidelines by accident. I mean, we saw Philly fire 2 Super Bowl head coaches. If the Jacks don't win this year, Doug Peterson's gone, and people will start saying Trevor Lawrence might be talented, but he can't win. He can't. This feels like a make it or break it year for the Jacks. It's a very winnable. I'm not a very winnable division, but it's one the Jags should win. But it's getting harder now. I mean, the Texans won him with Stroud. Anthony Richardson has got gobs of talent.
And he's going to be back fully next year.
And plus, I think we both like Shane Steichen as a head coach.
Right?
How he almost led the Golden Mention to the playoffs.
Don't mess with that stash, all right?
Trust me, we know about that. Trust me, we know about that evolve.
um, yeah, you can't mess with that stash. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, Indy's got a loaded team. They got Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr. They have Mo, um, Deion Jackson, Jonathan Taylor. What's Mo Alley Cox, tight end. They got some decent kids on the rise.
And the Colts have a ton of cap space. I think Indy's like over 60 million in cap space. So
Over?
over 60 million in cap space.
Okay, I didn't know that.
By the way, you want to take a wild guess? How much of the Saints over the cap right now?
They got expensive Winston. They got Carr. They have Michael Thomas, who's still on that team somehow. They paid there. I'm gonna say they're close to 85.
Yes, Saints are roughly 85 million over the cap.
Was that a right guess?
Yes, yes.
that was. Well, that will never happen again. Oh man. Yeah, Tampa should not ever lose that division.
I mean, how the Saints play capture masters with everyone is beyond me. They just dig a deeper and deeper hole.
Right? So there's no game Tuesday for you, right? You're gonna be able to come on the baseball talk.
Yep.
What team you got covering? Trying to keep it one apiece.
Huh?
What team you covering? Tampa or Miami?
We could do a little bit of both that day. We could do a little bit of both.
Gotta pick one. We're doing one that day. Think
The
about it.
Rays.
Going Rays. All right. Ooh, we're gonna have a full AL East on Tuesday almost. We're gonna have Rays. We're gonna have Baltimore. We're gonna have Yankees. We're gonna have Red Sox. If I find a Toronto person, dude, we'll have a whole division.
Bonjour, mate.
Um, yeah, I just want everyone to get one team. I didn't come up with any questions yet, but that's what we're gonna do for Tuesday. And then we're just gonna have fun talking. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a little intergroup conversation with all of us. Be a little round table fun. Matt should be there. John's gonna be there. Jamie, Joe, me, Jason, maybe a special guest.
What if you could get Trout on board? That'd be fun.
Two?
If you could get Mike Trout to show your time.
Oh yeah. Shit out of my ass on that one.
Did
That good yet, there, buddy.
you see how
What
many
happened?
runs the Dodgers put up in the first inning against the spring training game against the Padres today?
I didn't see any score. I didn't. I thought everything started tomorrow. I didn't know we had games today.
Well, yeah, because those two teams, the Padres and Dodgers, started in Seoul.
So what happened in that
The Dodgers put up a lot of runs.
game? In other words, the Padres weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No.
No, it's gonna be a long season in the NL West.
Yeah.
Exciting,
The,
exciting if you're a Dodgers fan for sure.
actually, it's probably stressful because if the Dodgers don't win, everybody's gonna say chokers.
Some people already do. But we'll hear Jason's take on the Dodgers on Tuesday for sure. That's Jason's Dodgers. Dodgers. So, anything else we got left on the? Oh, Dearness Johnson's a free agent. Dylan, did you know that?
I'm trying to remember.
Running back with that.
Is he like the ultimate secret weapon if anything happened with the running backs? Like the one year Nick Chubb didn't play, or like the one game if
He's that
Travis Etienne didn't play. You can put him in and he'll put up 15 points.
right. He's that filling guy that everyone forgets about.
Like, who was the running back the week? I'm trying to think which Commanders running back started the week Antonio Gibson was in COVID jail. I think it was like Jared Patterson, one of those weird guys. I don't know. What.
Remember,
Help me win a fantasy league.
I didn't have any of those guys. I tend to stay away from Redskins.
That's why I said Commanders and not the other one.
Right. I try to stay away from them. I'm a
Okay.
bad fantasy player sometimes. I won't draft like any Ravens because I'm a Steelers fan. It's hard for me to root.
I mean, when
Yeah,
you do 150 best ball drafts like I do, eventually you end up taking the more stacks.
obviously, how'd you do in your best ball? I think it was on DraftKings, right?
Uh, I think only of my team made it to week 15, then only won the week 16.
He made the playoffs in one league.
And it wasn't even my best team. Like, my best team was Josh Allen, Steph Diggs, Keenan Allen. I don't know which Bronco receiver was. I think it was Judy. And then I drafted Stafford, Puka, Keenan Williams.
I had three best balls on DraftKings.
How'd you do?
Two of them were I won two contests, so I had two free $10 entries, and then I just went ahead and did one. I finished in third in both of them. I missed playoffs by I think 12 points in one of the leagues and 35 in the other league.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking this year of trying to do some drafts on drafters because that season long and like my Josh Allen team would have been really good. I just had a bad week 15 because the Bills ran the bleeping ball against Dallas.
Right. Yeah, it's hard. Like, sometimes it's hard to think about best ball. I had two guys that ended up getting hurt, and I didn't have their backup. Um, yeah, I got shut down in week 15 too. I needed, like I said, I was down. Well, I needed 12 points out of one of my guys to even close to me. I would have made it if he would have got 12 points, but like, you
I'll tell
can't.
you what, my friend made two drafts, and I think both and one of them he had the sit, and he and I both ended up with one team week 16. And actually, his team was better than mine. And I drafted 150. Like he drafted Amon Ra, Jalen Waddle, Debo, Cooper.
We can talk basketball later. I'm sure. Once the draft goes around, we'll get some best balls and draft things.
I'm like every with best ball drafts now. I'm like, I'll wait till June.
It's too early. It's way too early for all that right now. Anyway. But yeah, Dylan, I feel we had a good conversation. Learned some stuff on the Jags. Learned some stuff on the Bucks. Now you can study for your raves. Coming in with some good content. Show the guys you know your shit better than them.
Trust me. When I played fantasy baseball, I used to be called the baseball guru.
Really, I'm in a
Yeah,
dynasty baseball.
first 2 years I played fantasy baseball with a whole bunch of guys. Only one of us won the trophy.
Was that you?
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it or not. See that little trophy sitting underneath the jersey, right here.
Yeah.
That is my first year of dynasty football. I won the opening league.
I don't know what to do in Dynasty. Like I've got 5 first round picks this year.
What?
Yes.
How many trades did you make? You get, obviously you made 4 trades to get 4 first round picks, but apparently you gave up some guys too.
I don't know what to do.
So obviously you're going to go after Gordon the third from Oklahoma State for a running back,
Um,
right?
I think he's coming back.
He's going back to school. He didn't declare for the draft. I thought he declared.
No.
Okay, well, you keep your eye on that guy then. Obviously, if you want to try and get some picks back, you'll draft the top quarterbacks and take 3 of them at your first 5 picks. Just to
It's a
piss
one league.
right, but if you want to like piss people off so they have nothing to build on and have to trade you first-round picks later in life, you draft those first. You balls up. You take those 3 quarterbacks. Listen, if
And
people need quarterbacks, they will trade for them.
that's not how I'm viewing. I'm thinking of drafting wide receivers and Brock Bowers.
So you're looking at Matt Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. Rome Aduze.
Yes.
I'm hoping Brock Bowers ends up with the Chargers. Old Bengals.
Well, at least you know they're throwing.
Cincinnati.
So that's the only good thing about that. Um, yeah. So what you're going after wide receivers in your first round? You're not gonna stay
Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do. It's your draft, your dynasty team. I traded. I I traded away the house. I traded Rasheed Rice, Michael Pittman Jr., first, second, and third round pick for Christian McCaffrey. My one league. Just to
You
let
know,
you know,
my main fantasy league this year, my best friend got the 104, and the 101, and Mahomes went 101. Then I think Chase and Jefferson went 102, 103, and I remember I'm like, he's gonna get Christian McCaffrey in 104. I was live streaming the draft, and I'm like, he's gonna get Christian McCaffrey, and he won the league with Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, you idiots. I got the 112, 201 in that league. One quarterback league. I drafted Saquon and CeeDee Lamb.
now they might be team.
Huh?
Now they might be team.
I mean, like,
Oh,
I
Evans
didn't
was
feel like it was a bad pick getting Saquon
Mike
or
Evans
CeeDee.
Dallas. Sure that
Honestly, I think the Cowboys need to just draft a running back. Forget Tony Pollard. Forget Saquon Barkley.
Dak all kind of targets.
And be honest with you, if I'm Dallas, I'd rather trade than give Dak $60 million. But that's just me.
I don't think he's worth it, but I'm not Jerry Jones.
Yeah, and we saw the last time we gave somebody way too much money. Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, now it's even play next year. Where's he gonna go? Yeah, I think he did all right. Patriot land, but well, Dill, I think we're gonna wrap up this show here. It's 11:30. It's Friday tomorrow. Be at work early. What time you gotta be over the ballpark?
Oh,
Should be a packed house, right?
well, hope so.
What do you do? Run the video board, or
Yes, I run the video board.
regardless, you get to be around baseball tomorrow, and I get to be around food,
So then go hit a home run the mall.
right? Catch a home run ball
I don't think
tomorrow.
I don't think my glove would travel that far.
Dylan, it has been fun chatting, and I can't wait to do it again. Tuesday looks to be our next reconnect. Maybe Monday. Are you gonna be available Monday?
Uh, if it's night, yes.
Okay. We'll try and do Dolphins on Monday.
Alrighty.
Um, but how do people get a hold of you, Dylan?
Follow me on Twitter, Dylan at Sports One, Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page, and the Big D podcast.
Well, hey guys, I'm Sports Talk. Get on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. As Jamie called it, the place that used to be a bird, Blue Bird. Um, you can also find us on YouTube, Driving to the Top Productions. Look for Phoenix as the mascot, and Driving to the Top on X as well. And hey, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and everybody have a good night.